All right, welcome to Ski Mask Collective program. You probably thought we were going to get knocked out by Friday's night's events. No, don't worry about it. It's what happens when you go on air and you're having a good time. There's so many people involved. Anything can happen. Now, Ray Devito was one of the first guys to reach out to Ski Mask Collective when we first started putting videos out saying, hey, I would love to do the show. Well, after all of last week's drama, we finally got around to it, and we got him. Ray, how's it going?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Not bad, not bad. I think I'm going to cook some hot links today on the show because it was originally going to be a cooking show, and it kind of fell apart at that point. So,
all right, man. We were talking beforehand. Does your audience know this? I assumed you wore the ski mask because you had a job and didn't want to reveal, but that's not the case, you say.
No, it's more of like a character. So that was the whole thing when people were threatening to give the job information out. I'm like, that's fine. You know, my boss watches the show. And so I didn't get that maybe some of the fans thought that's why I wore the ski mask. But it's like whenever I do comedy, I do two sets. One of them's by myself and one was the ski mask. So I just decided to come in front of a camera with it on one day and it kind of popped off.
What, if you don't mind, not as someone who's a comic, I hate saying this to other comics, but because you do have the ski mask, is there a joke that you say with the ski mask, or? You know, I mean,
so in my normal set that I do, I'm a lot more timid. But when I put this thing on and I go out, especially being here in Texas, probably not where you're at, I can say a lot more shit and get away with it.
All your Pornhub jokes. All right.
Yeah, Pornhub, all that stuff. And you can get away with a lot more. And I have more of a attitude, I guess. So because one night at the club, nobody else was there. It was just me. Like I said, this place is real small. It's like 100,000 people. So I was like, well, I got to do something, keep these paying people coming back. So I just came out with this thing on because I always had it in my truck.
What'd you say? How many people were there?
There's about 100,000 people in the town I live in.
Oh, 100,000.
Yeah. No, not at the club. Not at the
Yeah, that's why I was like, what were you, Texas Stadium?
Right, I know. Like, what, a Cowboy Stadium doing comedy in a ski mask?
Yeah. Is it not Texas Stadium anymore? That was the one with the dome. They're not there anymore, are they? Or
no. You're talking about for Dallas or Houston?
Dallas. Oh, you're not. I thought you were in Dallas. You're not in Dallas.
No, I'm west of Dallas. Dallas is. Oh, I'm actually east of Dallas. Damn, my direction is bad. No, they have Cowboy Stadium. Before that, it was.
I thought it was Texas Stadium.
It may have been.
That was the original.
Okay. Yeah. I think you're right about that.
Like, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but when I was a kid, my dad owned a video store. So all the videos he had, the football highlights, were all the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So I was a little kid. I knew nothing, but so the Dallas Cowboys were my favorite team.
Ah.
Because I had all the videos. And also, I was a kid in the 80s and early 90s. So, but all the highlights, I knew everything about what Roger Staubach did in 1972.
I couldn't even name that.
Yeah.
I barely keep up with it, man. You think are you still a fan of the Cowboys?
Not as much. I still do like the history of them. Like when I was a little kid, and also because they're my when I was a little kid, they were better than the Cleveland Browns are for a while in the 80s. So whenever they got to play on Monday night, I could stay up late and watch it on Monday night. So yeah, Danny White was my favorite.
Yeah.
Danny White, Tony Hill, Drew Pearson. I don't know if any of those names mean anything to you.
They don't. They definitely don't.
Tony Dorsett, Too Tall Jones.
Yeah.
Randy White.
Maybe I should brush up on some of my sports knowledge, especially.
No. It will not get you laid.
Well, no, I didn't think it would, but maybe because I know a lot of you guys talk about sports sometimes and get really.
There's
I do sports betting sometimes, but that's about it. I don't really keep up with the players.
There's no reason to know that.
Yeah, I know. I see that you got an Indians. Is that an Indians jersey behind you?
Yeah, that's Cleveland Indians.
They
autographed Hank Aaron picture.
Gotcha. They play. Who did they play in the World Series a few years ago? Was that the
Chicago Cubs? Yes.
Yeah. I was actually rooting for the Indians in that one. I remember that. I was working on a ship.
That's one of the best. What do you call it? One of the best home runs. And
yeah,
when we were down 2 in the bottom of the 9th, and Rajay Davis, it's that 2-run homer. And then they show LeBron's in the crowd going crazy. And I remember, and then typical Cleveland, do it just to lose it fucking 2 innings later.
Well, I guess you'll get back to it. Done. At least you had the NBA championships for many years, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Besides that point.
All right.
Well, did you do the Zoom show last night with Bob? How'd that go?
No, we did one a few days ago. We had Jesse Joyce, the last.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know Jesse?
No, I don't actually. I was looking at his profile and I was surprised by all his. I've never heard of the name before.
Yeah, he's a hilarious comic. Like I started in Cleveland, he started in Pittsburgh, so I only moved to New York City because I'm in the same apartment. This was his apartment.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but he basically was like, hey, you have to move to New York. You have to move to New York. So I mean, I moved in here with him, and then now he's in LA. He's one of the head writers on Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, I haven't, because normally I learn about all the comics and stuff on the podcast and other stand up. I was like, I haven't heard of this guy before. So
well, his big thing was he got sober at the same time Geraldo was getting sober. So his manager put them together, and then they became like really good friends. And then he would write for Geraldo on all the roasts. He would write the roast with Geraldo, and then Geraldo passed away, and then he became one of the head writers on the Comedy Central roast.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yeah. He's a great comic. He's a hilarious comic. You guys should check him out.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely look into him now.
It could definitely help me out more with my career. You hear that, Jesse Joyce? You son of a bitch.
That'd be great if he's watching this show.
You bastard! No, he's a good dude.
I'll tag him for no reason. Just be like, hey, we got the Jesse Joy talk. Make him scroll through the whole show till he finds the part. What are they saying? That's funny. So, did you actually get a ticket for going on a bike today?
I got pulled over. That's where I was listening to your show. You go, hey, listen to my last show. You hear all the drama, and I'm listening to your show, and like right away, and I gave you this before we started airing. You said because like Barry Rib's manager said to do it, so whatever.
Yeah.
But me just listening to it, as someone that has a podcast, like if a guest is a little late, you just fucking let it go. You don't fucking 40. Where the fuck were you, David Towle? Where the fuck, David Towle?
Well, it was funny because
better than this.
It was more or less like he was doing such a diva move all week.
I'm kidding. David Towle did my podcast, but he was not late for it. And even if he was,
no, you would wait. Yeah.
But other comics have been late, but we don't. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna.
Right.
I'm not gonna
it'd be different if it wasn't. It was so blown out of proportion because we started planning. We started like tweeting about it a week, the Friday beforehand. It's gonna be live this time, and then 20 minutes before it starts. And so I was like, all right, I got to do something because it has to go live at this time, And so, I didn't realize it.
I did get pulled over for going 28 miles per hour on my bicycle.
That's crazy.
But he did not give me a ticket, and I kind of wanted the ticket. Just because I wanted to hang that picture of the ticket and a picture of my shitty $60 bike that I bought on Craigslist that my fucking over 40-year-old, my fucking 45-year-old ass got that bike going 28 miles per hour.
Yeah, I was about to say, you say old mountain bike. You got to be pedaling pretty hard on that thing to get it going 28 miles an hour.
It wasn't going downhill either. It was just, it was a level field. It was level.
Right.
But yeah, but I'm purposely, because I usually run, but I can't run during this fucking COVID. So because of that, I can really only ride the bike. You can't, but you're not allowed to be out and running up there? No, it's just, I would try, when this first started, I would go to the track to like run. Yeah. But I run 9 miles per hour. Like I do, when I exercise, I got to get the anxiety out. Right. So I run pretty hard, but I breathe pretty heavy. And there's like, yeah, I got you. On the track in New York City, and it's like we're all like right on top of each other. So you're just riding a bike, and so you can just zoom right past them a little faster. Yeah. It's not as bad on the bicycle. Oh, okay. Is the COVID still pretty bad up there? I mean, we're about to open the bars back up in 2 days. Oh, for real? No, it's still dude. It's New York, dude. We're all on top of each other. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they're opening bowling alleys. I was like, really going to open up the bowling? So people are going to be eating pizza slices using the public bowling balls. I'm like, it's crazy right now. But I mean, granted to them, we've only had like 5 people die from the thing in our county. Really? I think in New York, there's like hundreds every day. So. Yeah, it's wild. So the vast difference is because we went on shutdown, but I ride my bike around Central Park. That's what I do for exercises because the gyms aren't open, and they have like this makeshift hospital up around like 86th Street. It really is like 3 blocks of like just white tents, which is like their hospital because the hospitals are packed. So
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, you would think from just, reading any media news source, they'd say stuff like that, but I guess they try to not make it seem as bad as it is. And then down here, they make it seem worse than it is. It's like, who the fuck knows at this point,
yeah, it's not fake. I saw the tents. The tents.
Yeah, I know. Like, so down here, people are just wandering around. I went to the hardware store yesterday, and it was packed full of people. No one wearing masks. Everyone's just chilling. And then, the governor's still going crazy down. It's just, it's like, what, I don't know what to believe, man.
You know what, man? What the fuck is up with Donald Trump?
I don't know. What?
Well, here's the deal. Here's my problem. Like, you're the fucking leader of the country. People should be wearing masks.
Right.
How come you're not? You're too cool for a fucking mask?
Does he go anywhere that needs to prompt a mask, like visiting wise, or?
I'm just saying, who gives a shit? Just for
show. Just to come out like he's wearing it, and then maybe take it off for the speech and put it back on.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, why you're the fucking leader?
Right.
It's like someone like you're supposed to like taking driving serious, and your driving instructor's like, well, I don't wear seatbelts.
Yeah. See, I don't know about him though, because I don't know if he would view that like maybe one-sided. Because I know down here people are like, oh, masks are bad for you. That's the whole thing down here. So it's like if he came out, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he's not even thinking about it. Like what is it Pence did when he went to the hospital and he didn't even wear
the empty fucking boxes.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. It's wild. Yeah, I mean, you can buy masks down here at the gas station. I went in to buy a pack of smokes, and they got them on sale for like $1. Just pick one up, walk around. I was like, I'm fine. I got a ski mask now.
Yeah, you're wearing the wrong type of mask.
Yeah, I know. I've been told a few times, but hey, it still gets it out there.
Yeah, that is. You know what? That actually does make it funnier that this is going on and you're wearing that mask. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah. Somebody was, I see the tweets like, "Oh, you wear a mask, you're stupid," and I'm like, "What kind of mask?" And then they have to click on my profile because they see the picture with the ski mask. They're like, "Oh, not your kind of mask," Oh, okay. That
is hilarious. Is that Times Square obviously behind you?
I think it is. I just downloaded this. I just typed in.
That's why I was riding my bike. When this whole thing started, like, I just rode my bike around Central Park today, but I would ride through Central Park and Times Square just to see it dead.
Yeah.
Middle of the day and nobody.
Well, yeah, when it was first going on, I would I downloaded the Periscope and I would change my location to up there and view around. I was like, wow, it's really going on. That's how you can find out because someone's always got that camera going. You just go to that Periscope. You can go anywhere in the world, just view what's going on. But, who knows if it's going to get back to where we can do our thing. I'm going to be able to go bowling in 2 days. Not that I will.
Are you a bowler?
No, I'm not a bowler. It's just funny that they're
bowling.
No, it's just funny that they would open up the bowling alleys compared to like what you guys are going through up there. There's like no way. They're like, all right, yeah, I can't wait. It's crazy.
Now's the time to buy your own bowling ball if that's what you're into.
Yeah, I guess so. What if you order a Ski Mask Collective official bowling ball? I suck at bowling. I'm not good at all.
I'm not good. It's amazing though, but sometimes like you go and like you get on like a
a
bit of a roll. Sometimes you get hot.
Well, I thought that they built this new alley like real close to the house, and I was dominating up there. And I thought I was really good for a while, but come to find out the pins are on strings. So when you hit them, they don't fall like the real pins. And I was like pretty disappointed. So I was like, fuck bowling. I'm out.
I'm just happy if I roll it and it's not a gutter.
That's it. And honestly, I don't really, it used to be fun just getting trashed and just throwing a ball down the lane and just being an asshole. But now it's just like, all right, what are we doing?
It is weird, like when you go on a date with a girl and then bowling's involved. It's like, not that I want to take it serious, but at least something so she doesn't think.
Yeah. So
it's something like the man in you kicks in a little bit. Like, all right, I got to get at least 110.
See, it would have to be her idea because there's no way I'm going to a bowling alley on the first date if I know I'm not good at bowling. And because you're going to have those assholes right next to you who live at the lanes and they're just spinning the balls and you're just like sitting there in your big dumb shoes, rentals,
But it is a cheap date. It's not expensive.
I don't know. Bowling down here is pretty expensive. I could think of
really?
Yeah, it's like you drop $50 every time you go.
Oh, really? I'm thinking of Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
City, but when I was like in Cleveland, you can like go to Mayhall's lanes and I think a game's like $5.
That's awesome. Yeah, on Tuesdays here after 9 p.m. you can bowl all night, but that's still like $30.
Bro, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
pain in the
$30
ass.
for all night is one thing, but like,
Yeah, but who the fuck wants to go all night? You're trying to get her in there, do a little lane throwing. If you start looking foolish, you got to get her out of there. So you spend
when you're a dude paying for everything, like we're gonna take our time with this bowling.
That's true. That's
We're
true.
gonna have a conversation. We're gonna talk. I'm in no hurry.
Yeah. All right.
Tater tots are only $6.
$10 here, man. So maybe sometimes things are more expensive here. I always thought
Well, this is also Cleveland in like the early 2000s.
Okay, yeah. It was probably the same way here then. That's true. Yeah, it's Cleveland. I've never been to Cleveland before. I don't think I've been to Ohio at all. What?
Well, LeBron's from there, and he left twice.
Twice, yeah. It was LA. He's a big LA guy now.
He's like, "Can I leave? I'll just pay for everyone's college education. Can I go?"
Yeah. It's like, but I still want to seem like a good guy. Like I'm really from here.
If I just pay for everybody's college and everyone's high school, can I leave now?
You really think the dedicated sports fans give a fuck about when you're paying for some college?
No, I
just mean in general. Like they're pissed. They're like, "Oh, dude, we're not gonna get a championship." The Cavaliers with the shit.
Man, here's the deal. All right, here's a real deal. Here's my LeBron thing.
All right.
I hope he doesn't win a goddamn thing in LA. I hope he doesn't win shit.
Right. Yeah, me too.
I can't root for him to win a damn thing. But the second he retires, don't tell him this, but I fucking love him and think he's a great person.
Right. Okay. I got you. But as a sport,
he's still playing, he's a piece of shit.
Right. Yeah. Why he's throwing that ball in LA? You fucking better lose that game.
When he's not in a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform playing basketball, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I get that.
He retires, all forgiven. I love him. He's gonna get a statue in downtown Cleveland, well deserved. But between now and then,
nah,
he's a. Yeah.
You may just watch the games just hoping he would lose, right? Just because it's on.
No, I can't watch because he is like the best player. So like I don't like even watching his games because he's fucking amazing.
Shit, man. So how long you been doing the GHOLE podcast? Because I know I learned about it probably like 5 or 6 months ago. You started listening to it, pretty off and on.
Off and on? What? You're not. All right, this is over.
This is over. Come on, man. No, off and on. Whatever. Because I know me and Bob, like Bob and I are both from Houston, so it's nice that when he tells the Houston stories, I listen to that sometimes. And then when he had Kevin on, and you made me laugh my ass off, and you were diving deep, asking Kevin questions. Like, what are you doing? Well, why are you doing that? What's your problem? What was the something about him going out in public? I can't remember, but I was just dying laughing at the way you were asking him the questions. I wish I could remember off the top of my head. I need to start writing this shit down.
But we've been about a year now, like a year now. And at first it was just like for the hell of it. Now we actually then we ended up starting getting fans. Like Like I host a show, some shows in New York City or whatever, and I've been known to like have a few beers after the show. So like the show's over and people like hanging out like, oh, you're the comedian, like, you were funny, blah blah blah.
Right.
And then like, oh, you think I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, I have a podcast. You want to check it out? And that's really grassroots. And then outside of that, like Keith and the Girl fans from doing their podcasts a bunch. We got Keith Malley coming up this week.
Sweet, good.
Do you know Keith and the Girl?
Yeah. That's Robinson, right? Or that's Keith Robinson? That's the one with
No, Keith.
That's
Malley.
The wrong show.
Keith and Hemda, yeah.
They're
like the original.
Okay, but there is another one, right? I'm not going crazy here. There was.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about that was not cool.
That wasn't because they did the same thing.
They took the name like Keith Girls or something.
Yeah, and it was and that show got bashed. I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Yeah, that was not a cool.
Okay,
move.
good.
That was like a.
Good, because they were getting trashed on the show, and so I was just making sure it wasn't the same. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that was kind of uncomfortable because I'm like, I mean, I'm not great friends with Keith Robinson, but I mean, I'm cool with him.
Yeah.
You know, and I love Kevin. I'll give Kevin shit about it. And here's a weird thing: Kevin kind of likes it when I give him a little bit of shit. Kevin
loves that stuff, dude. He loves receiving it right back. He's just gonna. He's going to hop straight to the Twitter talking about he's got something to talk about on the next show. And
speaking of which, I want to give him some shit right now. Let's fucking give him some shit. Before we started this, I was messaging you like when to start, and you're like, "Hey, I'm finishing up. I got to listen to Misery Loves Company."
Yeah.
And listen to. So I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. Maybe it's something that you're gonna talk about, whatever. So I was listening to a little bit, and it's right at the part where he's talking about the black jogger, like in Georgia or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like how that. I want to be like, hey, motherfucker, that's the same shit you talked on my podcast.
That is. I'd listen to y'all's episode.
No, you motherfucker. What am I? Your fucking open mic for your podcast? What are you, fucking rough drafts? You shit. Good.
Well, I heard that. I listened to the GHOLE the episode because it was right after I launched one of these to see if he had mentioned the show, and he was talking about the black jogger. Then they got into the discussion again today.
What am I? You rough drafts? I'm your open mic. Come on.
What are you, a stepping stone?
Get only, Brennan.
I remember I remember him giving y'all so much shit about the name of the podcast. I thought it was hilarious because,
Oh, it was? Adam.
I remember Kevin giving you a bunch of shit about that whenever y'all came on and we're talking about it. GHOLE. Who calls it GHOLE?
There you go. That's the.
Yeah, there it is. Greatest hour of listening ever. And did you call it GHOLE before you made up the greatest hour of listening ever, or was that what it was called and then made into GHOLE?
It just happened to go to. It was more called it greatest hour of listening ever, just because it lined up with GHOLE.
Okay, that's what I was wondering because I remember I remember that episode when he was like ranting about the name. I don't remember him calling it the full name, and so I saw it on y'all's label, and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
I think it's kind of funny the fact that it's.
I think it's great.
GHOLE is not a penis, but headphones. Like,
I need to get some stickers like that. Those things look dope.
Yeah, and it sucks. We just got them, and now like shows are going on. I can't fucking.
You can't give them out. You ought to just whenever you're walking around the city, just slap them on a pole, man. Maybe somebody will be like, "Oh, I'll listen to that." It does say greatest hour of listening ever. If I saw that on a street pole, I'd be like, "Huh, let me see how great it is." You may gain some new fans. It's also a great way to earn haters. I thought about doing the same thing too, but I don't know.
Oh, you want haters? That's you don't want haters.
No. I don't want. I mean, it's good. It's good to have some haters, but not like an overload of reviews and.
No, that's all right. I love Kevin Brennan's fans, but here's a problem with a lot of you Kevin Brennan fans. Kevin is great at being kind of mean, but he does it and he's funny with it.
Right. Yeah.
There's a difference. Like,
I mean, that's what some of that stuff that. Some of the fans were saying to like Chad and Barry after that episode we filmed. I'm like, guys, come. I mean, try to make it funny if you're going to do it. But if you're just saying it to be outright mean, like it's not very cool. It's just like, come on, man, what are you doing? We're just, it's a podcast, really.
Yeah.
Some guy wrote me 5 pages in an Instagram DM. I still haven't opened it.
Dude, I wish someone gave that much shit about my podcast to write me fucking 5 paragraphs of shit.
It's ridiculous.
And give me some serious feedback.
Listen to GHOLE, Bob Biggerstaff, comic from Houston, good guy. Ray DeVito. It's a good show. I mean, I'll plug it. I like it.
It's good. It's good times, man. We're doing all right. We're gonna. Yeah, it started off like just for the hell of it, but then we ended up getting listeners. So it's like, let's.
Yeah, I was looking at your reviews. I mean, you actually, it's up there, and it pops up on the recommendations sometimes when I'm scrolling through the different podcasts. So.
There you go.
So that's where it gets good. I'm still trying to figure out how to get mine on there. How do I get recommended underneath, some big show? But,
yeah. Now does it come out on iTunes as well as YouTube or just YouTube?
Yeah, no, it's YouTube and every podcast platform, iTunes, Spotify, Podbean. Some people listening on that. I don't even know what that is. But I just send it out and it goes to every podcast network, wherever you listen, and Stitcher. If you're listening to this on YouTube and there's one that's not on yours, DM me. I'll get it on there. Guarantee I'll figure it out. Yeah, because I know that whenever some of my favorite guys release podcasts on YouTube, I'll watch if something big happens. But most of the time, I just put the headphones in, like you say, riding a bike or when I'm at work. That's when I listen to all the content. But,
I didn't know you were not. I thought you were just YouTube because I'm riding in my what do you call it? And my battery died because it's only on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's on Apple. Ski Mask Collective on Apple, Spotify, all that stuff. We're gonna have the episode out most of the time unless I'm doing a live show. It was a pain in the ass trying to cut the audio out of that and put it on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you gotta download some weird websites and you gotta figure out which one works. You gotta do all this hacking. Basically, I had to do it on my Linux system just to figure out how to detach the audio from it. Because basically, if you go live on YouTube, they own it. But I'm not sure if you can also record a Zoom at the same time, but I don't know. It was my first live show ever, and it was just, Whew.
It was a pain in the ass.
It was a pain in the ass. This laptop's like 10 years old. I'm surprised it held up as long as it did. And then like I should have had 2 monitors because I had the Zoom open where I was adding callers.
Right.
Then I had the YouTube open where the chat room was going on. Then I had 5 people in the show. I was way in over my head. Like when it ended, I was like, that was brutal. I was like, I really wish I could redo that, but I put it out. Got good response, for the most part. Better than what I thought. When it first ended, I was like, fuck, it's over. Fuck.
Are you talking about your last show?
Yeah,
So
man.
I want to listen to all the way through, and I only listened to it because I asked you, like, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I was like, yeah, but just in case, they had mentioned something about it on Kevin's show today, which they didn't. Thank God. I just wanted, to slowly drift away.
No,
like it happened.
No, they didn't mention that. You know what they didn't mention? He talked on my fucking podcast.
Yeah. GHOLE, the
son of a
jogger in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because he was getting mad because I think he said he took his son to the basketball courts and there were some particular characters there that wouldn't let his son play basketball. And so of course, he went on a rant about that.
Oh, I do want to say that. I did listen to that. And as a white dude growing up playing basketball, and I played at Cadell. Cadell's where I played in Cleveland. That's where the Tamir Rice got shot.
Yeah.
The kid with the toy gun, that's a bullshit video. If you watch that video, the cops just show, like, there's the video of that, and it's fucking insane. They just, like, roll up. Also, you know what's, like, 2 blocks away from that? Ariel Castro's house. I grew up right by Ariel Castro's house. The dude that had the 2 women in the basement.
Ah, shit. Damn. Yeah.
I'm 98 Rain. Yeah. It's mostly a Puerto Rican neighborhood, not so much a black neighborhood, but
right.
I was the only white kid on the basketball team there. So it's me and like 7 Latinos and like 5 black kids. Like that was a team.
Okay.
I was the only white kid. Here, like they're like shitting on like, oh, white people aren't respected in basketball. Here's what it is an advantage of. When we play other teams, they put their worst player on me because I'm the white guy. And they know I can like my team knows I can shoot. Right,
but they don't. They're thinking, oh, he's the white guy. They just have him on. Oh, I got you.
So I'll hit like 4 threes in the first half, and then they're like, all right, we got to change this up. Someone's got to guard. And also as a white kid growing up in Cleveland that can shoot threes, when you're hitting them, when they're going in, because remember, this is in the 90s. So
right.
I don't know if you remember the NBA in the 90s.
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh, you're too young. Okay. But the Cavaliers weren't bad. The Cavaliers were good. We had Mark Price, Larry Nance, Brad Daugherty, Hot Rod Williams, Craig Elo. If you saw that whole Michael Jordan, The Last Dance, a lot of it is them beating us.
Right.
But Mark Price was a hell of a – speaking of Mark Price, right here. Here you go. I got a
bottle. Got it.
Yeah.
2 big trophies.
Oh, that's a 3-point contest at the All-Star game.
Okay.
But when you're hitting threes, they're like, someone go guard Mark Price. But when you're missing threes as a white dude in Cleveland at that time, they go, let Danny Ferry keep shooting. That means nothing to you because you don't remember Danny Ferry.
No, dude. I mean, look, I'm not a sports guy. I need to get into it just in case. Situations like this because I look foolish. I look like I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's what makes you look foolish, not the fucking ski mask on your head for no reason.
I thought the ski mask was great. That it's the name of the show. It's a brand name now. I own the domain. I don't know. It took off. No, I don't know. I was thinking about it. Like if I started the show, the original one without the ski mask, it would have got like 5 fucking views, And so nobody would have clicked. They're just doing the same thing everybody's doing, right?
By the way, man, a hilarious comedian. If you know who Tom McCaffrey is?
Yeah.
Oh, you do know? Okay.
Yeah.
TMC. You're SMC. He's TMC.
Ah.
If you ever want him, I'm sure he'd do your. I'm sure he'd.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard him before.
He's fucking hilarious too. But he's got a great joke about the ski mask.
Oh, really?
Yeah. About how like what's the deal with the ski mask? Like I'm gonna butcher it, but the whole fact like you never see anyone. Like they're just for robbing stores. Like you never see someone like if I saw someone skiing actually wearing a ski mask, you'd be like, "What the fuck is?"
I was thinking about that.
Is there a store at the bottom of this hill? Is
he gonna take the skis up? I went skiing one time and I noticed that there was no one wearing ski masks at all. It's like why do they even? I was thinking, why is it even called that still? Why do they even make them? You know you could buy these things in bulk.
I just think it's hilarious. But no, he's the only dude I ever heard do a joke about ski mask. It was fun. It's like,
That's
I just
hilarious.
assumed you're like, is there a liquor store at the bottom of this ski hill?
It's funny.
Uh,
I like it. Maybe I should do some ski mask material. It's a good idea. I haven't even thought of it. I just put it on. Well, I do have a video on the YouTube. A local gas station. I go in and give tips on how to properly rob it. I did that one and some other stupid ones on there.
Yeah, that is true, man. Like if you went into a store with your ski mask on and they're kind of cool with you, you know, like, all right, I could probably rob this place.
Yeah, and absolutely. I mean, there's one close to me that they're comfortable with me now. So I just wait till he, takes the trash out, and he wouldn't think twice to ever check the cameras. I'd just be like, hey, somebody came in here, man. It was crazy. He'd be like, oh.
That's a good way to do it. If you're going to rob a store in a ski mask, go in there like 7 or 8 times with the ski mask on.
Right.
And time to like earn your trust.
Yeah.
So yeah. Ski mask, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to need all the money in your register.
And he's like, oh, this is just another funny video, huh? And I'm like, yeah, man, just make all 20s, please.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious. Just put the money in the bag. This is gonna be a hoot.
Hey, I'm gonna take a bag full of these drinks too. I'm a little thirsty. It's hot out. Oh, now that'd be funny though. No, I have all different colors too. So if I wore the same color every time, I could get another guy to come in with a different color. Be like, hey, it wasn't me. So when the cops come, I'd just be like, look at all my videos, dude. It's just pink. It's just pink. I promise.
Why the ski mask then? Why'd you go with it? What was the joke that
the ski mask? Well, I was saying earlier, I was at the comedy club, the Rando's Comedy Store. It's trash. Don't look it up. It's a hallway. I can bash the owner all I want because I'm the only person that performs there. But he couldn't get another comic one night, so I was like, all right. And I always had this thing in my truck just as a gag, And so I just went out and put it on and came back in and did, just started fucking around on stage, and people liked it. So I was like, all right. So I started doing that every time. And then when this whole quarantine shit, I put it on and I'd gotten the new iPhone. I had the iPhone 6 forever. I noticed it had the iMovie app, so I just made a stupid video of me like reading the news because I've had these mics for a while too. And, it between friends and stuff got on a lot. So then one day I was like, all right, I'm going to talk about Kevin's show a little bit and some of the different stuff that goes on with that. And then talking about Brian and Kev, I had my little brother on there and he was bashing Kevin a little bit and he saw that and wanted us to come on his program. And then just, developed into this whole thing, named it, Ski Mask Collective, whatever. I just started it as a joke, but hey, it's fun. I'm having a good time. All of it's been a lot of fun. I love all the guys who've been on.
Dude, you get a lot of views. I saw your YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, the fans like it, and because I'll give a neutral ground. Anybody wants to come on and any drama going on, come on. I mean, who am I? Like Chad said, who the fuck am I? You can come on my program and say whatever you want, It's the only thing that, what are you going to do? It's not like I'm up there, got connections at the comedy club. Fuck it. Come on here and say what you want. Name names.
Name names? I don't know your real name, but that's all right.
Well, just listen to the last show. Chad
I know like names are being thrown around.
I mean, like I said, though, you just type in, my channel name on Google. It's going to pull up my real
It's all good.
I didn't try to hide it. It's just a character. Who fucking cares? Well, I'm thinking about doing a sobriety show July 22nd. I'll probably pull the mask off for that. But I haven't decided if that's stupid or not. But we'll see.
Are you sober?
Yeah, July 22nd will be my 1 year. I used to be a big drunk. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Before the fans.
Wait. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm sorry. I can't congratulate you.
That's fine. Why not?
Here's why I can't. Do you see Adele lost weight and everyone complimented her saying,
did she blow back up?
Yeah. No. But everyone was like, it's like, what? She didn't look good before. So if I compliment someone for losing weight, now I'm fat shaming.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. You got to be careful these days. Somebody might report you, man. You might lose work over that. Shit.
Yeah, so I cannot congratulate you on being sober because if I do, then I'm shaming deadbeat dads.
That's true. Deadbeat dads.
Left their family. I'm shaming them.
Guys who just, guys who are dicks to every waitress, probably. I don't know.
Sean Kemp is somewhere on social media being like, this is disrespectful to me and other.
Right. Is it Sean? Oh, who's that other guy that blew up with Gillis? Who's that fucking clown? Starts with S.
No, I was talking about Sean Kemp had like 17 kids and claims none of them are his or something.
That's great. At least Phillip Rivers claims them. But, he's got a That's got to be a hard move if he moves football teams, moving that many people across country.
Wait, I thought he was like over the top. Like, I thought you don't know sports.
What?
Why are you bringing up Phillip Rivers? I thought you didn't know sports.
I don't know sports from the late 80s, early 90s. I may have been born in that period.
But Phillip Rivers, I thought he was like an over-the-top religious guy.
He is, yeah. I'm laughing like having that many kids and not being a deadbeat dad, but still, wouldn't that be a pain in the ass when he moves football teams and have to move that many people like to Florida?
Did he join another team? I know the Chargers.
I thought he did.
Dude, he's got to be like almost done by now, man. He's like,
you would hope, but I mean, come on, he's got to get somewhere. He wasn't getting nowhere with the Chargers.
He was good. I'll give him credit.
He was good, but I mean, the team and everything. I mean, he had,
they were good. They just couldn't Melvin George was a good running back.
Yeah.
Who else did they have?
About Melvin Gordon or?
Yeah, Melvin Gordon was a running. Who? I know they had a couple of good wide receivers.
They had the Austin Eckler kid. That running back they had was good, and they said he was only supposed to be a backup, but before they put Gordon back on the team, I mean, he was dominating the field. And they put Gordon back on this last year, and they weren't doing hardly anything, and they wouldn't put Eckler back in.
You know what? Like they got a lot of shit, the Chargers, because they're the ones that dumped Drew Brees in favor for Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's no shame in that. Phillip Rivers was good enough. He just didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. He doesn't have a ring. That's all right.
They're both Hall of Famers.
Oof, I hate the Saints.
It's not like you're looking back at it being like, why the fuck do we get rid of Drew Brees? Like, nah, you also – I think
you'd be surprised. Some people still hop to the social media to talk some trash. It's like, really? You can bring that up right now? Ooh. You really care? You really care about football that much to care what happened that many years ago?
Who the hell was their receiver? They had like a dominant wide receiver there.
I didn't think they had any receiving arms and shit. Like big names.
No, not Antonio Gates had Antonio Gates. I'm talking about through his career. Anthony Miller. Wasn't Anthony Miller like the really good wide receiver they had?
I think so. So.
They were good. They were good during – he's a Hall of Famer. Rivers gets in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for sure. I hope he goes somewhere and does something good. What do you hope happens to Brady? Do you think there's any coincidence in Tom Brady playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Chad Zumock moving there today? He's on his way to Tampa right now. Is there any coincidence to that? In a good way.
Chad's a Browns fan.
Yeah, is he diehard Browns?
Yeah, you think I want to be a fucking Browns fan?
No, I don't.
That's where you're from. You're just, especially like Cleveland, because everyone shits on Cleveland. So it's
why is that? Why is that a thing? You figured everybody would be shitting on Detroit.
No, I mean, Detroit had like the whole if you owned a car, it came from Detroit.
Yeah.
But
now it's like
I don't know why Cleveland's like the punch. We do got some weird shit. Like growing up, I don't know if this is still the thing, but Lake Erie's right there. We had a SeaWorld for some reason. It only lasted 6 years.
I almost went to work on Lake Erie a few years ago.
But in the summer, before you go to the beach, you got to watch the news to see what the bacteria level is.
Right.
Because it would be closed on Monday because you can't go Monday, you'll get cancer. Can't go Tuesday, you'll get cancer.
It's in the algae, right?
Yeah, but then suddenly on Wednesday, everything's fine. And
it's like the tides bring the algae in and out. But even if it was been closed the day before, I'm still not going in the water.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Back to the Ariel Castro house. I will say this is what I think is hilarious of it. I don't know if you remember the video, but he's the guy that had 2 women tied up in his basement. But he was a Puerto Rican dude, and it's a Puerto Rican neighborhood. But they showed the house on the news. It's a I don't know if you've ever been around Puerto Ricans.
Oh yeah. No, a lot.
Yeah, a Puerto Rican house that has 0 Puerto Rican flags around it. There's never any salsa music too loud coming out of it. A Puerto Rican dude trying to keep a low profile.
Yeah. That's a dead giveaway. So he could have just been saying right there. He could have been going down to the locksmith and getting keys made for all his friends every day and not attracted any attention. But he's sitting there trying to hide.
It's like, what the fuck is going on in here?
Because Puerto Ricans are loud. Yeah, exactly. That's good. Wasn't
3 women locked up in his basement? This son of a bitch.
Was it there was another killer guy way long time ago that was from Cleveland too. Big mustache. You know what I'm talking about? He like worked in the circus. It was like
I
early
don't know.
1900s.
Oh, early 1900s. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing too. Like Cleveland was a big city, like in the early 1900s.
Yeah. And his shit was like he had that corner house right downtown, right in the middle of everything, and he was just like chopping up bodies in the basement, no problem.
Oh,
Took forever to find a guy.
I have no clue who that is.
Somebody will know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure it's Cleveland, but yeah, the guy had big mustache, looked like a circus clown.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Cleveland was big in the early 1900s because like there were no cars. You just had to be on a river, and we have like all the
yeah.
We have the rivers and the lakes. So anything that's on a lake and a river was a big deal. Right. So like but we just keep going down since then.
I hear you. It does get a bad rep. I mean, every time I hear Cleveland being brought up on any show, people are just trashing. I'm like, what? It's that bad? I mean, makes me not want to go. I've never been.
It's all right. Well, we got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's kind of cool. The Pro Football Hall of Fame's right there. That's awesome.
You do have museums there. Oh well.
Yeah. We're not bad. It's all right. It's a good time. It's cold in the winter.
Yeah, it doesn't get cold in the winter here.
We had a SeaWorld. When I was a kid, we had a SeaWorld for 6 years. We had to shut it down. Turns out you need an ocean.
Yeah.
Like every 6, the dolphins keep dying. Bring another one up I-71.
Right, yeah, they do every time. They have a SeaWorld here in San Antonio, but in Texas, it's a little bit easier to keep things quiet when something dies. So they just replace it all the time. So finally, I think they got caught. Somebody I think it was Steve O put them on blast, made this huge video of them, and I think they may be finally shutting it down.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, SeaWorld's just fucked. You know, they put the orcas in it's so small. They need so much room to move, you know?
Yeah, well, when I was a little kid, like, that's the only 6 years it was open in Ohio. So like,
it wasn't even open that long.
It was only open like 6-7 years. Yeah.
Damn.
But that's where, and I was a little kid at that time, so that's where all our field trips were.
Oh, gotcha.
Like we would go to SeaWorld all the time. Like these are the world's best oceanographers. Like really, the world's best oceanographers in Ohio.
Yeah, you would think that they'd probably live on the east or the west coast.
Someone's like, I'm going to fix the ocean, but first I'm going to teach this goddamn sea lion how to ride a unicycle.
For those fuckers to come down to the third coast, dude, Galveston's disgusting. The whole Texas coast is gross. I worked down there for 4 years. Oh, it's brutal.
I've been to San Antonio.
Don't want to get in there. You been to San Antonio?
Yeah, I worked. I don't know if it's still there. The LOL Comedy Club.
I don't think the LOL is still there. There's one other comedy club, and they opened up some new one downtown. I was talking about it on a previous show. I went and saw Aaron Berg and Gino there, and
I think I heard you talk about it. I heard someone talk about it. It said it was like loud next to a dance club.
Well, yeah, that's the club. There's a dance club and a comedy club, and right in between it's a little smoking section, so you can just hear bass music going on the whole time while they're telling jokes. You know, and it was just like you got drunks just stumbling in, sitting down. It's like, hey, you're gonna buy a ticket, you know, because you got to buy a separate ticket to go in the. It's just the whole thing was weird,
right?
But a lot of fun.
There used to be a comedy club like that in Youngstown, Funny Farm, and it'd be in a huge Holiday Inn complex. The comedy club was in the back, and but there's this huge dance club right that you got to go through to get there.
Yeah,
and and I was like. That's like one of the first places I would feature. And I remember like one of the first times I featured Nick DiPaolo was headlining.
Oh, wow.
Nick DiPaolo. It was awesome hanging out with him. He was miserable as ever. He was grumpy. But he was cool. He was grumpy, but he was cool to me because I was the only other comic. So
yeah, I love Nick, man. He's funny as hell.
Oh, he's hilarious. He's hilarious, and he's fucking miserable about everything.
Yeah. He's got a big fan base down here in Texas, of course. So.
He's great. I love the guy. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
And, but I remember like, so anyways, this is back when he was like, it's early 2000 or 2000. So it's like, I don't know if it's like, he was already big like on HBO and also like Opie and Anthony always had him on and shit. So he sold it out. He sold out this little shitty comedy club in Youngstown, Ohio, like 250 people like jammed in this little room. And then, but before to go in there, there's this dance club and you got to walk through the dance club and you'll be in the comedy club. There's 250 people. And there's like, you hear nothing but this loud music in the back of the room.
Brutal. The comedy club has to be quiet.
Then you walk out into the dance club, and there's no one in the fucking dance club.
Oh, they're just blaring the music.
They're just, yeah. It's like,
Ugh,
what the fuck are you doing?
that's
There's
the worst.
50 people in this room. There's fucking 3 in here. Because here's the deal: comedy clubs are like at 8, and like the dance club's not going to get going till
Until
like
11, maybe even midnight. After the comedy club's like getting ready to tone it all down.
it's fucking 8:30. Why the fuck is you know? What I like Outkast, but I don't need to hear him like this.
Yeah, no, it's way too loud. They got a bar here like that called the Garage Bar. You can't hear a fucking another person talking in there. Why go? It's the whole time. It's so loud.
Yeah.
I'm half deaf and it's loud. It's just I can't do it. I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here.
I will say this: it was now the comedy club was mixed, white and black people, but it is like it is a urban club, the dance club. So I guess that's like the fucking DJ's got to wave his fucking big dick and be like blasting Ludacris as loud as he can.
He's got to be sure he knows what he's doing before he starts getting his own drinks in him because he can't stand to be there.
Yeah. No, don't get me
pedals.
wrong. No, when the comedy shows are over, like when the late show's over, no, it is packed out there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They do pack it out. But there's nobody in there at 8:30.
There's nobody. There's no reason it should be. The doors should still be closed. That's crazy. You got to go through that just to get the comedy club.
Yeah. So yeah, I always thought that was like kind of odd.
It'd be a fucking mess. Damn. No. Yeah, I was listening to one of your old episodes on Misery Loves Company earlier. We were talking about the price of a Subway sandwich, and at first you kept saying Brazil. I'm like, it's $15. What the fuck? And then you finally said Puerto Rico. I'm like, oh, it was Puerto Rico. That 50.
Me?
Yeah, I think you were talking.
I was in Puerto Rico.
You were talking about how you bought a Subway sandwich in the Brazil airport, and it was
No,
like
that's
$15.
not me. I've never been to Brazil or Puerto Rico. That's somebody else. That's all right.
No, it was Ray DeVito.
I promise.
It was you, dude. I was listening to it earlier today. I swear you said it.
It doesn't sound like me. I haven't been in.
Because I was trying to catch up on all the old episodes and then re-listen to them. Because you guys, I'm pretty sure it was your show. I'm gonna seem like an ass if I got that wrong.
No, it's all right, man. It's dude. One of the first times I actually met Kevin Brennan, I accidentally. First of all, before I knew him, like I really only met him like 4 years ago. I mean, I knew of him, but it was like maybe like 3-4 years ago where and one of the first things I did to compliment him, like I was like, I've always been a fan of his. Like when I was starting out, like his HBO special, the one where he's wearing the blue shirt and all that. Yeah. Great comment. I didn't know he was as miserable as he fucking is. The miserableness has kicked in.
Yeah.
Post 2010. Before then, he was actually like kind of like a little more laid back.
Right.
But I was just talking to him, and I was like, "Hey, man, I go, oh, it's hilarious, especially." I go, "I really like that joke you did. The joke about how you're in LA, and like I think everyone works everyone in a bunch of people are in the porn industry in LA. Like even the guy at the gas station. I think I believe him because after he filled up my car, he took out the nozzle and sprayed it all over the side or whatever." And he goes, "That's Greg Fitzsimmons."
Oh.
So yeah. So I messed up one of his jokes while I was That's
It can happen. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it. You know, obviously he likes you now. He has you back on the show a lot.
No, I love Kevin. No, and I think he's hilarious. But I'm saying like that was the first thing I said to him. Was like, "Ugh, way to go, fucking you idiot, talking about me."
No, you know what it was? I was listening to your show, and it was you and Kevin and Alex Engelbart.
That's old. That's an old show.
That was the episode where it happened. We talked about the Subway sandwich. It was before she came on.
Okay.
And then
It was me?
I think it was you talking about it. And I was like, no way a Subway sandwich costs $15 in Brazil. Then you said Puerto Rico, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
No, I've never been to Brazil or Puerto Rico.
That's crazy. I'm gonna have to listen back to it.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, somebody will find it out there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right. It wasn't.
It's funny if you're talking about like a movie role. If it's just not you completely, I'm like, what the fuck?
I've never been, but I will say this: airports, everything's fucking expensive.
It's ridiculous. Pack of smokes is like $18.
Yeah, everything in an airport's insane. You go to McDonald's, and a McDonald's thing is like $10, and normal, but it's like fucking $20.
It's so bad.
Yeah, but they got you. You're stuck there. Nothing you can do. Like, what are you gonna do?
Nothing. You go outside, they barely let you back in.
Cab, yeah. Take a $15 cab to go somewhere to get it for $10 cheaper.
No, you're there. You're stuck. I was in St. Louis one time, and I went out to smoke a cigarette, and they almost didn't let me back into the airport. They thought I had like met somebody outside and was receiving a package. I was like, come on, man, because I had the audacity to go out and smoke and go back through security.
Oh wow.
It was a pain in the ass. I was like, fuck, man, let's just try to pick up dipping or something.
Yeah, that's gotta be tough with for smokers when you're in places where it's not easy to come in and out.
It's a pain in the ass. I know Denver has a smoking area in the airport, and I believe they put one in George Bush in Houston, but not the other airport I normally fly out of. But who cares? You know, whatever.
You know, by the way, I don't know if he'll ever remember me. When I was starting out doing comedy, so this is early 2000s, and I went to college at Bowling Green. So Toledo's right down the road. So that's like one of the places I would do comedy at. I would do there, and then so I'm emceeing at Connections in Toledo, and one of the first dudes I ever got to MC for was Doug Stanhope. Who is hilarious. He is fucking hilarious. He was hilarious even back then, like 2003 or whatever.
Right.
I think it's like right when his dad died or something. And I knew him. There was an AOL group called AOL.alt, blah, 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 whatever. It obviously doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
But I would post in there sometimes just but him and Louis C.K. were like the only two big comics that would always like. So he knew me from there. I ended up hanging out with him for the whole week. He was fun. I take it back. I wasn't even emceeing. I just went on Wednesdays. There's an open mic.
Oh.
And then so I was just there for the open mic. And I ended up hanging out with Stanhope. He's like, oh, you're Ray DeVito from the AOL chat. I've done comedy maybe 15 times. He just knew me from like posts and shit.
Right.
And he's like, every show this week, if you want, come do a guest set.
Hell yeah, you'd be right there.
Yeah. So that's even better. That makes him even a nicer guy.
Yeah.
So I did guest sets. Thursday show, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. He gave me guest spots. But also, it's no smoking. He's a smoker, and no one's allowed to smoke. But if you're a performer, you're allowed to smoke on the stage.
Ah.
So what he would do is he's like, are there any smokers here? And he would let them come on stage with him while he was performing to smoke cigarettes.
That's badass. They didn't have any problem?
Yes.
So they're cheaping a cig, like right in front of the crowd.
How fucking insanely cool and like smart to do that.
Right. Or just like have a really, really long set. I don't even know that's funny, man. That's classic.
He was he wouldn't even interact. He just like, yeah, just get up here. I was like, I'm not going to bother you. I smoke. Go ahead. Just hang out in the back and smoke. Just make sure you put it in the ashtray. He's like, I think you just have to say hello to me. That's it to make you part of the act. But outside of that, I'm not going to bother you. Smoke your cigarette and then go sit down. I never saw anything so cool.
I would like to see that. I would like to see if there's any, there's like you say, it was the early 2000s. If there's guys that even can get away with stuff like that these days, man. I think some of the old guys probably could, because of their names, but is there ever going to be anybody that could just go up there and do whatever the fuck they want again, without getting banished from everything? Your name's just gone.
Dude, when you're someone like Stanhope, like you already got a following.
That's what I mean, yeah. But like someone like him, but will it ever happen again with like someone else, like in the future? Like I don't think that's going to be a thing anymore, where you could, like back in the day, get away with a lot more on stage, like smoking and shit,
Oh, I don't know the rules. I just know that was a rule for that stage.
Mm-hmm.
Like that stage, like you're only allowed to smoke if you're performing.
Well, do you know what year Mookie Betts was born yet? Did you brush up on that or that knowledge just in case? Woo!
Jesus Christ, who?
He was not. Yeah, Mookie Betts. He was not having fun time with that.
Good.
That's hilarious.
I hope that's the worst thing that happened to him all day. Is
just laying in bed. Yeah, just laying in bed. He's got his big pillow behind him.
Man, I fucking obviously know Manny Ramirez. I thought he said a black outfielder. The only other black outfielder I remember for Boston is Carl Everett. Carl Everett was a black outfielder for them. But Manny Ramirez, I guess he did say Latin. But I mean, obviously, I'm a Cleveland Indians fan. I fucking remember Manny Ramirez.
Yeah.
That was our fucking in 95. How fucking insane is that lineup? He was like batted 7th in that lineup. That was Kenny Lofton, Omar Vizquel, Carlos Baerga, who's a beast for like 5 years. Albert Bell bet at 4. So I take it back. So Lofton, Vizquel, Carlos Baerga, Albert Bell, Jim Thome.
The whole lineup.
Yeah, Sandy Alomar, Manny Ramirez. Oh, Eddie Murray. I forgot. Eddie Murray was 5th.
Yeah.
And Eddie Murray's a Hall of Famer. He was our DH. Yeah. Yeah, we still won 0 World Series in the 90s. 95, 97.
Brutal.
Fucking lost it.
95. That was a great year. Damn, was it? You should have Bob Biggerstaff on next time too. Did he say he wants to come on this show to do a little GHOLE?
He'll do it. I didn't ask him because we just talked earlier, but yeah.
No, for sure. I was just wondering. You guys,
I want more times to plug the GHOLE podcast. You better
GHOLE, yeah, dude. Listen to the GHOLE podcast. I was listening to a few episodes today. You know, brushing up on the old knowledge.
We don't suck.
Dude, it doesn't suck. I promise you, there's worse podcasts. I thought.
Oh Jesus! I didn't mean you're not supposed to plug it like that. Listen to it.
Have you been listening to the Brian McCarthy interview show? Are you a fan of that show?
No, I don't really care what he. And no offense, I liked him when he hosted with Kevin because I had to. But I mean, I have nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
I don't like or hate him. I don't hate him.
Yeah, I was just asking if you've seen the show. I wasn't sure if you had or not.
Oh no! Because I mentioned I did watch that trailer, the Dislabeled. Yeah. So I think you're talking about me making a comment about that, which was weird because it's supposed to be like a bleeding heart for disabled people. Like,
it is. That's the premise of it. But I think in a way he may have been trying to make it funny.
Yeah,
don't know.
On your trailer to be like, open your hearts up to these disabled people. And then he's like making fun of the word retarded.
Yeah. And I think there was a lady in there who actually was upset by the post-production or something. That was
his trailer. That was the best he can come up with. That's going to be the trailer?
Well, I think there's also a new I think there's also a new theme song out that I saw today. That
I just saw that one trailer. I didn't see the other stuff, but that was enough to be like, all right, this is.
Yeah, I think he had posted it that day because he did my show, and then he was gonna email me the trailer, and then the next day he put it out very quick because I think he thought that I was gonna like put it out after I had Chad on the following day. So I was like, man, you didn't, I wasn't gonna do it like that. I told you I'm neutral over here. I'm not gonna post your content, but I think he hurried up and posted it anyways. And I don't know, he did the show. What do you want me to do?
Oh, I don't care. Like, I don't hate the guy. Like, I don't dislike the dude at all. Like,
yeah.
He's always been cool to me. But I mean, I root for him in life. But
the disabled trailer, it's a little. Was it cringe?
But the trailer didn't make sense. It's supposed to be like open-minded and like, let's look at these disabled people in a different light. And then the first thing you do is
what kind of threw me off is like kind of by where I work, like once a week, all the blind people come down and walk around the square. And at the very beginning of his trailer, when he's walking a straight line with the stick, I think it's not how it just doesn't look right. It just looks so off.
Oh, the only complaint I had with the trailer, like it just lost me at that.
Yeah, that's when it lost me. Joke. But
just at the retard joke. The other stuff, like it's like, all right, this is. Yeah. Saying, hey, we got to be sensitive to minorities, and then you're just throwing around the N-word. And it's
yeah. It's almost the same thing. It's like, are you really gonna get that many guys?
Latino do the SPIC word. It's like, dude, what do you?
I haven't heard that word in a long time.
I'm just saying, like, what
they say way worse things down here.
No, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's like, dude, what are you doing?
That's
the exact opposite of what you're trying to do.
Well, I know, and that's why I got blasted for that same exact reason. I think that's why you had probably commented on it. So. Yeah,
but that's all I saw that ended it for me. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
It's like, come on, man. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Enough. I had no idea you were from Cleveland because of that one in Kevin's episode. You sound like you're from New York. You ever travel down here with Bob? You've been down to Houston with Bob yet?
No. I've here's the deal. When I first moved to New York City, I would just do the road full time, and I was never in New York City. And so like I don't do the road as much as I should.
Yeah.
But now, I wouldn't mind getting back on there, but I don't know. We're going to see what happens now with all this shit going on. But yeah, I lived here for 10 years, and all I did is sublet my room and just did the road. And I'd be back here in New York City for like 3 weeks at a time while I was, I've been to every. Yeah, I've been to every. I think it's only like, I haven't been to Alaska, haven't been to Hawaii, and I think Idaho.
I've been to Alaska. I haven't been to Hawaii.
Those are the only states I haven't been in, but I performed in
Where would you even perform in? I don't even know if there's a comedy club in Alaska.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty good one. There's a funny bone in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah.
I remember being offered it, but it was never. It was me featuring for someone, which I'm thankful, especially back then, to even do that. But it just didn't pay enough. You didn't pay enough.
I got you.
Like, warrant traveling out there.
Shit. Ray, I'm glad you did the show, man. We're going to get that constant content out there. Hopefully Kevin will get his hands on what you said about repeating a story twice. Once on his podcast and then once on
what am I?
GHOLE. What is that?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Fucking workout room? You son of a bitch.
I said,
you know. Your friends.
That's to say, so he tried out the material on your show and then used it on his once it got brushed up a bit. I get it. You know, I would, I get it.
I'm going to text him and say, hey, man, I had to call you out on
Yeah. Just make him scroll through all the football, all the baseball talk. He'll probably hear the only part like, hey, do you know what year Mookie Betts was born? All right, Ray, you got anything else you want to plug, man, before we wrap this up?
The GHOLE podcast, follow me on Twitter at Ray Devito.
You posted a tweet a few months ago that was my favorite tweet of the year. I'm going to go back and look it up, and I'll send it to you if it's still on.
I used to take Twitter really serious back when there was this website, Fabstar, and I would they would have that's how, what's his name? The guy that bombed on late night TV, the Twitter star.
I don't know, but I got to see that.
No, you know.
Post a link.
Hang on, I'll tell you his name. Let me go.
All right. Was he like a YouTube guy, and then he went and tried to do stand? Was it Tosh.0? Not that guy.
No, I think it was. Yeah, the second I say it.
Yeah, I'll probably know it. I'm gonna go back and retweet the one I'm thinking of that you posted a few months ago.
Hang on, now I have to
find it.
Who it is?
Shit.
Is it Rob something?
The TV, the Deer Deck? No. Skateboarder. What do I know? It's gonna be a pain in the ass trying to do comedy in the ski mask.
He's a huge Twitter personality, and because of that, he got on
late night to do. But did he go on there to do comedy?
Yeah, and it's crazy uncomfortable.
Oh my god.
Bombs so bad. It's a famous bomb. It's the most famous bomb on late night. But he wasn't a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
But anyways, back when Fabstar was around, I would tweet all the time, and that was you would tweet something, it would get retweeted like 75 times. It was like, but then when that website died, it's like I still should take Twitter serious just for my own chops to have funny jokes, and I try to do it, but what the fuck is his name? Now it's gonna fucking shit.
I'm gonna find it. I'll find it.
All right, I'll find it, and then I'll send it to you later. I looked real quick. I couldn't.
That happens. I'll retweet that joke I'm thinking about. Well, I remember it was on Twitter, and I laughed my fucking ass off. And
thanks, buddy. I'm pretty good on Twitter. I actually am pretty good on
Twitter. You are right. So a lot of the guys.
Fucking random thoughts. I actually try to do fucking
jokes. Well, there's a few of you comics out there who they'll try something on Twitter, and a lot of times it works, but a lot of times it's like, hey, that's enough for one day, You're giving everybody jokes.
I will say this: there are some times I'll tweet a joke on Twitter, and if it doesn't get a reaction, I don't do it often, but I'll delete it.
I normally, I would on my oldest Facebook account is normally where I would do it, because that's where everybody watches my shows around here. So I would do the same thing. Like if it got a hit, I'd be like, all right, because you got to do local shit. What are you doing?
Yeah. But, thanks for having me, man.
Right, dude. It was good talking, man. I'm glad you finally got to do the show. One of the first guys to reach out. We'll retweet it. We'll keep it up there, man.
Have to have Bob Biggerstaff.
I'd love to have Bob. Yeah. We'll get him on there. He'll plug GHOLE. It's a good show. I listen to it. Kevin Brennan goes on there and tries out stories for the first time.
Yes, we're his fucking open mic, apparently. We're his open mic. And by the way, I want to give him that dude that was jogging and stopping at a construction. That's not a reason to, when I was a teenager and No, when I first started doing comedy on the road, and I would like just like check out the neighborhood. I saw a construction site. I don't see him often. What are you gonna do? Steal a fucking wheelbarrow?
Pipe, yeah, still pipe wrench go running.
What's he really doing? What is someone just leave like their fucking gold bars in there or something?
Yeah, well, the whole point about the chase is what gets me, you know. It's why, what? But who knows, man? Shit's gonna happen. It's gonna get headlines. If that would have been me jogging, I don't know. Maybe when the headlines with the ski.
Check out also my YouTube channel. I used to do web series for MTV's Guy Code, and I would write sketches for Comedy Central's Adam TV. Whatever sketches they didn't take for Comedy Central's Adam TV are on my YouTube page. So there's sketches with me and Eric Andre, Black Country Club, which if you knew it was written by a white dude, comes off like it would not be cool. I'm the one that wrote it. But yeah, because it's Baron Vaughn, Eric Andre, and a bunch of famous black people in it with me, and I'm the only white dude, it's not
still hilarious.
Yeah. But check it out. All the stuff I did for MTV's Guy Code, the Ray's Original No Pizza Show, all those are on there. Yeah, get a bunch of videos. Me and Hannibal's on a bunch of famous comics are on
all there. The shit. Get there now. Subscribe to his YouTube. I did, and we'll get it out there, man.
All right, well, thanks for having me, buddy. It's good times.
All right, man. You take it easy. Don't get no more tickets on the bicycle.
I didn't get a ticket. I wish I got a ticket so I could fucking frame it, put it on the wall.
Next time, pull out your camera like Kevin did that one time when he was harassing the cop. I'm surprised he didn't get 2 tickets. It was so funny.
All good, bud, man. All right, I'll talk to you later, buddy. Thanks for having me.